Hey guys, how's it going? And happy Friday. Sorry I'm a little bit late tonight. I was at the range and I thought it'd be pretty fun to actually do a live stream from the range, which I intended to do, except for there was one bar of service and it was pitch black, except for under a tent where there was about 100 people eating dinner and drinking and whatnot. And they were playing music, which would have had Susan copyright strike me. So I'm back here at the house I'm staying at in Georgia. So sorry I'm late, but I hope you guys are all doing good. And I realize the lighting completely sucks, but I actually went through a bunch of stress and grief just to get this up here at all. So I think it'll be all right, right? So let's see who's in the chat tonight. We got Band Talk. What's happening, man? Saint Vicari, how's it doing? How's it going, man? How you doing? Linda, 2A EDU's #1 fan. Wow. I didn't know I had any fans, especially a good-looking fan like that. Check this out. How's it going, Linda? Jonathan James, what's up? Mike McClune, how you doing? And Old Coasty. And I saw earlier, and I can't pin it because I just started the stream, but Chuck R left a chat. So apparently there's like a type, it kind of looks like a super chat, and it highlights it for channel members. And I just found out about it. It's something new YouTube's introducing. So some of you guys that are channel members, you can make a highlighted chat, and it'll put like the color banner behind it. I think you can do it like once a month. Nothing I set up, trust me. I saw a notice from YouTube the other day. So yeah. T.N. Goddess, welcome to the South. Yeah, I was through Tennessee just the other day and recorded a quick little video. Lovely state, love Tennessee. I drove through Kentucky, drove through Ohio, started off in Michigan, obviously, North Carolina, South Carolina, and now I'm in Georgia as we speak. And I was in South Carolina yesterday, and gosh, I had a lot of fun, guys. It's going to take me a little while to get all the footage together, but I was at PSA, Palmetto State Armory, and I saw some really cool stuff. Like, wow. Man, watched AKs getting built, like their jigs, all of their headspace setup. I mean, like everything. And I can tell you guys right now, just to get it out of the way, they are not bucking the rivets of the AK, the trunnion rivets, off of the barrel. Absolutely not. In fact, the jigs and the setup they have for putting those AKs together would probably actually make Mikhail Kalashnikov proud. Probably not, because he was a communist, and communists don't really like enterprising businesses, but that's okay. Just like I feel like the government probably isn't too happy with all the freedom that PSA is cranking out. And, I learned a lot about the company yesterday, and I've always kind of liked their stuff because I've always been pretty poor, and it's stuff that I could afford. They were one of the first companies that could actually crank out ARs and build kits and all those types of things that people like a lot of us could afford, right? And yeah, that's literally has been the mission of that company since the very beginning. I was lucky enough to be given a tour there, kind of like I felt like a VIP. They literally took me around to several of their facilities, let me go through the manufacturing plant, and my guide, if you will, was a guy named Josiah, who's actually the brother of Jamin, who's the principal owner today of Palmetto State Armory. And Josiah is one of the two brothers that helped start the company. So it was pretty awesome. So basically from day one and currently, Palmetto's obviously trying to sell a bunch of ARs to make money, of course, but also to have a very slim profit margin to just try to get as many out in the public as they can, because they figure if enough people own these guns, these things that they obviously want to ban, and right now they want to more than ever, that if enough people own them, then it'll be that much harder to take away. And I think there is something to that. And now they've obviously gone further with obviously not just ARs anymore, but that's how they started off. Now you've got the Dagger, which like sells out in 5 minutes every time they pop it up there. You've got a whole product line of AKs, including some super, super exciting stuff that's coming out that I'll find out exactly what I can talk about. I have to kind of go through all my footage, but I was up there in the manufacturing manager's office where they make the AKs, because they have many facilities, trust me. And I saw some pretty cool stuff that they're not selling yet, but they're going to soon. I'll just tell you guys that much, right? But yeah, the whole concept, you sit there and think about it. People kind of pretty much only care about themselves, don't they? I mean, that's serious. So I talk to people and I'm like, well, are you anti-gun? And some will say, No, I'm not anti-gun. Some will say, yeah, I am. And there's a whole other classification of people that'll sit there and say, well, I just don't really care. And I've actually taken time lately to ask people that, what do you mean why you don't care? And you know what they say? I mean, there's different versions of the story, but you know what they say pretty much every single time? They say, well, I don't have guns, so why would I care? And I'm like, but hold on a minute. Do you care if they ban the AR-15? And most of these folks will chime in and say, no, I don't care. I don't have one. Now, what's crazy is, I don't know if it's from watching this channel or not, but people that I've known, that's in real life, local people, I talk to them more and more, and some of them kind of start watching some of my videos a little bit, and I talk to them more, and some of them have bought guns in the last year and a half. You know why? Because they've literally seen the country change and go to crap more in the last year and a half than they had in their whole lifetime. And they watch cities burning. The mainstream media, mostly peaceful protests, burning, stuff blowing up, violence, carnage. Literally looks like a third world country. Actually, it doesn't, because if you look at the old scenes from like Baghdad, Iraq, and things like that, it actually looks more peaceful than a lot of the mostly peaceful cities and protests that we've had in this country the last year and a half, right? And finally, some people came around and they said, well, hold on a minute. When seconds matter, police are only minutes away. And if you're lucky, they might come and take your report of something that's already happened, but they might not come at all. And the police chief, due to the politics of the city council, the mayor, the governor, the former vice president, they call him, and many things, but it's a family-friendly channel, telling them, stand down. Don't respond. It's mostly peaceful. I mean, they're only doing billions of dollars of damage, burning the whole city down, destroying people's livelihoods, hurting people, all these things. But other than that, other than those small things, it's mostly peaceful. And then these people went out and bought a gun. And a lot of them kind of changed a little bit all of a sudden. Now, I still don't think a lot of them completely understand the Second Amendment. They'll say stuff like, wow, I went and got this permit, and now the government gave me the right to own a gun. I'll hear that kind of stuff, and I'm trying, guys. That's why my channel is called 2A EDU. I try to teach these people about unalienable rights, that their rights are endowed to them by their creator. And the only reason the government was even put in place at all is to stand up and uphold those rights. But they'll still say, well, the government allowed me to, or the government gave me permission, or I have the right granted by my local sheriff. But what they will do, this is interesting, they'll shift and they'll say, no, you're not taking my gun from me. I just bought that. I just worked all week to buy that gun. Or in some cases, they work 2 weeks or a month. I've heard of people that saved up 6 months to buy their own gun, right? A lot of us have to do that, don't we? And then they're like, no, you're not going to take it. I bought it. It's mine. I own it. It's just amazing how an inanimate object, once you own it, that actually represents a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, doesn't it? It represents your labor, your life, which every breath we have is a gift of God. And if you give up your time, your work, your labor for something, that actually means a lot to them, doesn't it? So I do like the principle of the fact that the more people that we can get owning guns, it does help. I don't think it's quite enough. I think people need to truly stand up for this republic, like Ben Franklin said, if we can keep it, right? But it helps a little bit. And I thought that's what's cool about Palmetto. They're like, look, dude, we're just literally trying to get guns in as many people's hands as possible. So there'll be too many for impossibly to round them all up, right? So, yeah. Which kind of sort of reminds me of what the ATFs do. And we'll talk about the ATF in just a little bit. I kind of want to have a good upbeat stream, but I think about it. And I hear stuff that was just reported recently on AmmoLand. The ATF, are you guys familiar with what I'm talking about? We'll talk about that in just a few minutes, guys. Looks like you guys are in here buying some guns, right? I thought I saw, I'm not sure where they're at here. Somebody was just saying they just bought a new Canic, but I'm on this like Chromebook right now, so my stream's just a little bit. What's happening, Dale? Dale broke the seal on the new Canic. Sorry, buddy. That's all right, dude. We'll figure it out. We'll be good. We'll be good. I appreciate it, dude. I've been so busy all year. I mean, nobody wants to work. Why would you want to work when the government's buying, right? Heck, a lot of people said they can make so much more on unemployment than working that it wouldn't even pay to work. They lose so much money if they tried to work that they'd end up going bankrupt, right? Yeah. Yep. I'm going to talk about the ATF in just a little bit. What's happening, John Crump Live? Thanks for the super chat, man. I was hanging out with your buddy Jordan today, He said, hold on a minute, Jordan. I said, you're John Crump's boss, right, buddy? And he goes, well, hold on. And I said, just fire him. Get rid of him. Because he didn't come to hang out with me. And I was looking forward to hanging out with him this weekend. I said, Jordan Stein from GOA, right? Do you guys know who I'm talking about? He's an awesome dude. I was hanging out with him today, and I'm going to hang out with him tomorrow. I said, look, dude, you know, me and John Crump are good friends, right? And he said, well, heck yeah, dude. And I said, since we're such good friends, I'd like you to fire him, Jordan, because he bailed on me, and I can't hang out with him this weekend. And Jordan says, well, here's the problem. John Crump's my boss. So there you go, Crump. There you go. Jordan said he can't fire you, even though I asked him to. I said, fire him. He's like, what? I thought you were friends. I said, well, we are. But he bailed on me. No, it's all good. It's all good, Crump. I wanted, guys, just so you know, it's not really a complete inside joke at all. I wanted to hang out with Crump down here in Georgia. He wanted to hang out. He legitimately can't. And then I ran into Jordan, and I'm like, you don't look like Crump. But, yeah. Oh, boy. Joe T said, just randomly found you were streaming. Well, welcome. I don't know if you just met tonight or if you're new to the channel, but nice to see you. Let's see here. Northern Security and Consulting, PSC, just got 2 PSA. PS10, Gen 3 lowers, waiting on the background check. Every background check since January took over a day. Still never been arrested or accused of a crime. Look, dude, it's messed up, okay? It's, yeah. We're going to talk about that 1 second. Heck, let's talk about it right now. So the ATF, taking what's called a public comment period for proposed regulations. Now, there were 2 that were both proposed concurrently. No doubt to try to confuse people and just bog us down so we wouldn't have time to respond. But you know what happened? The people actually responded, didn't they? Because, again, this is supposed to be a government of the people, by the people, for the people, and that a government would literally only be there to protect our natural rights, and that will only be allowed to govern at the consent of the governed. And the people said, no, we don't consent to this. You're not allowed to do it. Some people just literally said that. Other people explained that there's supposed to be separate branches of government and that only Congress makes law. And also people brought up that the Chevron deference, by the way, if the GOA wins the bump stock case in the 6th Circuit, the full panel, puts a stop to all this. If they don't, we're in big trouble. But people said, no, hold on a minute. You can't use Chevron deference. That was to do with government regulations, not criminal stuff. And people wrote a lot of thoughtful comments and heartfelt comments, and I'm sure a lot of you guys did too. So what do? Do they say, well, hold on a minute. Let's back off because the people said no, because, I mean, we do literally pay these people. They work for us. Don't ever forget that. Anyone who's getting a government salary, they work for you. Now, if you walked up to where you work, some of you guys work in a factory, if you walked up to the foreman, let's just say you walked up to your foreman and said, screw you, I'm not going to listen to anything you say. Oh, really? Really? Do you want to keep working here much longer? Probably not. You're just going to walk up to the plant supervisor and say, screw you. I don't care what you say. No, like none of us could ever do that in real life, could we? Absolutely not. But they do. They go to their bosses every day, which is you. You're literally their boss. You need to remember that because you literally not only pay their paycheck, and you absolutely do, but they only exist because you allow them to, because literally the document that founded this country said that they could only be there at the consent of the governed, didn't it? Now, it also said what we could do after a long train of usurpations, what we could do to abolish said government if it becomes contrary to your life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. So you'd think with all that said, they'd back off and say, hold on a minute. So many people wrote, and people said some things that were not so nice too. But there might still be a few kids watching right now. And look, guys, I'm all about the First Amendment. But I'm also all about the fact that some parents just don't like their kids to hear curse words or be around them. And that's why I try not to do that on this channel. Really. It has nothing to do with free speech. It actually has to do with the freedom of parents just to choose what kind of words are said in their household. And I don't want people to have to worry about like what's playing on the TV or what's playing on the tablet. And, you know, little Johnny comes in and he's like, what's the F word mean? You guys know what I'm saying, right? So anyways, they said many, many things in these comments. Some were nice, some were not so nice. Some were very legalese. Some were, no, you don't have our consent and we want to abolish you. I know people typed that. So what do you guys think they did? Did they stop and say, wow, let's let's kind of tuck our tails and run and go back in our hole because we don't have the consent. We don't have the will of the people. Do you guys think they did that? I don't think so. Instead, they said, well, hold on a minute. Since we put double the draconian regulations, this is regulations of frames and receivers, how they're going to start classifying little parts. I think on the Glock, it's like 20 parts that you can see. Any part that's visibly seen, it says in there, would now need to be serialized, separate FFL process. I mean, look, if all this goes through, which it probably will, I'll be honest with you guys, it probably will, especially with what I'm hearing now. Yeah, you could have like 20 something firearms in what would actually be considered one, which should all be a moot point because the right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. There is no like, well, unless you fill out the proper paperwork, unless you pay the proper transfer fee, unless it's properly serialized, like none of that. No, that's not what it says. And the Second Amendment is the law of the land. And if you want to talk about the Supreme Court, where it literally says Marbury v. Madison, any law that is repugnant to the Constitution is null and void. But here's the thing. They don't care about Marbury v. Madison. They actually really don't care about the Supreme Court at all. If you look at what this current executive branch, they call it the executive branch of the former vice president, right? You guys have heard that. The cabinet and the executive branch of the former vice president is here now to declare that we don't care what the Supreme Court has to say at all. Look at the apartment evictions and the moratorium on rent. The Supreme Court literally said, you cannot do it. And they said, oh, that was cute. Let's just do it again. Oh, really? And then we have Heller, and they're like, yeah, but we don't really actually care about that either. And then Clarence Thomas, Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas said, I'm getting sick and tired of the Second Amendment being treated as a second-class right. So you have a Supreme Court Justice of the United States, literally. Feels like how we do. They just don't care anymore, do they? So it didn't matter what all the people said. It didn't matter that so many people just said, ATF, you're fired. You don't have the consent of the governed. You should be abolished. You shouldn't even exist, right? Yeah. That's what people said. So they said, hold on a minute. We have frames and receivers and serializations. Now concurrently, this is like uncharted territory. They never put two things up like this at once. Except for, like I said, especially for the last year and a half. You've seen stuff that you never thought you'd see before, didn't you? And you saw it like faster and faster and faster and greater extent of and just going and going and going, right? And look, they're never going to stop. They're never going to stop until we're a communist country or until we stop them. I truly believe that. But the Founding Fathers warned about that too. But that wasn't enough, the frames and receivers. Oh no, braces that were literally invented to help handicapped veterans. And they'll sit there and say, I think the ATF's official report says, oh, there's 8 million braces. Well, that's cute because SB Tactical alone sold like 20 million. And there's at least 5 or 6 major vendors and manufacturers of braces. So here's the real number. The real number, and it's probably actually more than this. So I'm going to be conservative. There's conservatively 40 million variations of stabilizing braces in this country. I mean, that's a lot of people, okay? As big as this country is, you look at 350 million people in America, there's at least, and they some people literally say there could be 80 million, okay? But at the very least, there's 40 million braces. So what's the ATF do? They put up 2 rules right now that are literally earth-shattering. Reclassification of a firearm. Your basic pistol now could become up to 20 different firearms. Read it. It's pretty draconian, everything that's in there. And then 40 to 80 million braces would now be classified as National Firearms Act items. And they said, we don't have time to read all these comments. Did you guys hear about that? John Crump, as he super chatted earlier, was talking about it. We don't have time to read it all. And I thought, oh, that's actually good. Good. We don't have time to deal with it, so let's just shred all of it and throw it away. Who has time for this crap anyways, right? No, they didn't do that. They said, well, we have about twice as many comments as we can possibly read and process because, look, it's just a dog and pony show to them. They read it, and they say, oh, that's cute. That's cute. How many plebes wrote in today, sir? Well, 200,000 over here. Oh, really? Yawn. How many plebes wrote in on this other one? Well, 250,000, sir. That's cute. That's cute that 500,000 people combined said, no, we don't consent. What are we going to do? Well, we can only read half, sir. All right, that's it. It's hereby been decreed and ordered. We'll just double the size of the ATF. So just think about this for a minute. Look, guys, look, I didn't come up with this saying. He was talking about other things, when Ronald Reagan said, this is a time for choosing. And it is right now. Just think about this. It sounds like one small thing, but it's quite profound, actually. So hold on a minute. This executive branch that works for you, that's not supposed to create law, they're supposed to execute current laws. They're going by this fake Supreme Court precedence with, the Chevron deference, which actually had nothing to do with anything that could face criminal liability at all. And by the way, all of these things that we're talking about here, these are felonies, okay? This is like you would become a prohibited person in the eyes of the law. It'd be hard for you to find a job. You could lose voting rights, depending where you live. In some states, you probably get to vote 4 times if you're a felon, maybe 5. No, you vote 4 times, and then when you pass away, you vote the 5th time, Oh, he was a Republican all of his life. The most devout Republican you've ever seen until the day he died, and now he's been a staunch Democrat ever since, right? So in some places, you'd be fine to vote. They say, oh, you're a felon, 4 ballots, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Anyways, so many people wrote to the ATF. They said, we don't have time to process all of this, so let's double the size of the ATF. Right, John Crump? That's literally insane. Do you guys realize what's actually in the process of happening here right now? When the government, look, guys, this is seriously what's happening. The government basically got overwhelmed by we the people. Not physically, right? But in a paperwork type fashion. And that's what this is all about, paperwork crimes. You fill out the wrong piece of paperwork. You don't file the right piece of paperwork. You forgot to serialize your trigger pin. Yeah, that could be what's required coming up here soon. Could be. Paperwork crime. So they got too much paperwork of the people literally saying, no, we don't consent. We will not comply. It's the will of the people. That actually, quite frankly, guys, I read so many comments and 90% of the comments just said, abolish the ATF. That's what it said. Some people just cut straight to the chase. They said, screw these rulings. You just need to be abolished, period, so you don't even exist. Go look it up, guys. These are all public record. Thousands of people said that. Hundreds of thousands of people combined said that. And then they come in and say, oh, that's cute. Huh. Let's double the size of the ATF. What do you guys think about that? I'm going to take a quick peek here. See what you guys are saying. Tree Guy, he came and he left. I think he's already gone. What's happening, Tree Guy, if you're still there? How you doing, man? What's up, A-dubs? So we're literally living in a time where people actually stand up, voice their opinion, twice as many people as they can possibly handle, and they double the size of the ATF? Literally, not even possible. Hopefully you guys can provide me some kind of wisdom tonight. Alan Davis with a super chat and a channel member. Thanks a lot, man. He says some of the dead from 1776 are still voting for the other side. Sad but true. They are, literally. This is a true story. I actually know someone. They're like my dad. Staunch Republican. And then all of a sudden, he passed away and been voting Democrat ever since. Actually, somebody said their cat. Did you guys hear about that? They had a loving cat. It was a member of the family for a long time. And they said, you know what? He was the greatest cat there ever was. Definitely a Republican cat, no doubt. And they buried him over there underneath the oak tree in the backyard, and they said, hold on a minute. He's a wonderful cat and we love him to death, but why did he get a ballot? And they literally showed it on the news. You guys remember that? They showed it on the news and it had the cat's name. So there you go. He was a good cat until he started supporting the former vice president. What's happening, Gray Man? How you doing? The Dems are in, they grow government, and Republicans are in, they blow smoke. No, you're absolutely right. And I was driving here earlier. We were talking about the Democrats and the Republicans, right? I was talking to my friend Frank. We're driving in the truck, and it's like, look, dude, what the heck are these Republicans even going to do? We were talking about Mitch, right? I know, guys. I get it. You're in Kentucky. I know what happened. Did you look at the candidate that was going up against him? He, she, Z, whatever it is, was running against him. It's like, okay, hold on. Do we want Gretchen? They call her the governor of Michigan. Do we want the governor of Michigan look-alike? We'll just call it. We'll just say look-alike. They could be sisters. You want that to be the junior senator? from Kentucky, and everyone yawned and said, I guess we'll vote for Mitch again. So what's Mitch going to do? He's going to blow smoke and he's going to do nothing, right? And then Joe Manchin, he'll save the country until he doesn't. And the Democrats will literally try to bloat out government as much as they possibly can. I mean, $3.2 trillion, that's not enough. They're fighting vehemently for the other $2 trillion. Double the size of the ATF? Okay. Double the size of the ATF, they're going to say. Then what happens if we come back the next time? Because look, it's a snowball effect. Right now, 2 proposed rules. Double the size of the ATF. Then what will be 4 proposed rules, 8 proposed rules. And let's say somehow we rally enough troops up to write 1 million letters. Then what are they going to do? Quadruple the size of the ATF? No, we were talking about it. We're like, hold on a minute. Because I couldn't believe it. I was in South Carolina. I'll share a story with you guys real quick that kind of put into perspective what we were talking about. Marksman TV's in the chat. What's happening, man? He's really far away right now from me. He's about 15 feet away. What's happening, Marksman? How you doing, man? He drove a long time today. But I will tell you this. I know a ton of you guys are big fans of his channel, and I am too, obviously. He has a great channel. We're going to find some time to record a video or 2 for you guys together while we're here. So you're going to see some good content from him coming up very soon. So I'm in South Carolina, and I met a couple awesome people there. We got Ronnie Thompson, Roger. I don't know if you guys are watching, but it was awesome to meet you guys. I met up with them over at PSA at the retail shop after I was done doing my tour and whatnot. Awesome guys, right? So definitely glad you guys came to see me. That was awesome, man. Love you guys. So I'm at the gun counter just kind of looking at what they have. This is their retail store in Columbia, South Carolina, and they're training a new person in there. And I'm going to assume he's the manager or the lead. He's talking to this new guy. And he goes, now just realize, we're not going to confront people, they said. But they said the law is in South Carolina that if you have I can't remember what it's called, but let's call it a carry permit. Okay? You can now open carry. But until this last August, you couldn't even open carry with a permit. But if you don't have a permit, you can't open carry. And I'm thinking, man, I thought the South had good gun rights. Michigan has a lot better gun rights than most of the South. I had no idea. Like, I'm going through all these southern states' gun laws. Michigan, literally, okay, this is nuts. Help me figure this out, guys. Michigan. The governor, they call her Gretchen. They call her many things. Michigan's gun rates kick the crap out of every single. Now, look, I'm saying it in big air quotes. Your right to keep and bear arms was endowed by your creator. So let me see the air quotes, but they'll call it Michigan gun rights, Georgia gun rights, the gun laws. You can actually do way more things without committing a crime with firearms in Michigan than you can any of the southern states have been in. It's crazy. But anyway, so in South Carolina, they're all like, you can't open carry unless you have a permit. And I'm thinking, what the heck's that even mean? And I'm like, but this is a Republican state. You look at it and you're like, okay, you've got Republican senators. You've got Republican this. You've got Republican that. You look at the map, and it's all red. And I'm like, well, hold on a minute. And then we get to talking. It's like, well, you know why? Because Republicans do literally absolutely nothing. They don't come in there and wipe out gun laws. They don't come in there as a whole, at least not on the United States level. I know some of you states have gotten constitutional carry, which is awesome. Totally awesome, right? But that's what it is. It is. I'm not saying like taking anything away from that, but it was just crazy. I'm hearing some of these gun laws down in the South, bordering on the deep South, and it's like, whatever. So basically, here's what happens. The Democrats come in. We want to expand the government tenfold. And then Mitch comes in. They call him Mitch, right? The senior senator from Kentucky. He's the highest ranking Republican in the United States Senate. He comes and he says, whoa, hold your brakes. He says, hold your brakes. He says, 10, that's a bit excessive. Let's get in the back room, Schumer. How about this? To get reelected, I'm going to need to whittle it down to 8. All right. But let's whittle it down to 7 so we can pull even a little better. But don't worry. We'll give you the 3 more next time we do an omnibus bill. And Schumer says, nah. Mitch is like, all right, I'll pay some interest. So whittle it down to 7. I need to get reelected now. I need to get reelected. The senior senator from Kentucky. I'm not calling out Kentucky. It just happens to be the Kentucky senator is the most powerful Republican in the Senate. Most powerful in air quotes. So, all right, fine. We'll whittle it down from 10 things down to only like 7 this time. But there's interest on it, so we'll let you guys have 5 more things next year. So basically, at the end of the day, you've got the Democrats literally going, because there's no such thing as a moderate Democrat anymore at all. I don't care what anybody says, not on the national level. There might be one in your city council, okay? There might be somebody like that. There might be very occasionally a state rep or state senator, even though that's a dying breed, okay? There's not really too many moderate or somewhat conservative Democrats anymore. It's almost extinct. So they'll sit there and they want to go 100 miles an hour, just right down the Autobahn to tyranny. Literally as fast as they can at the speed of light, just racing to literally put us under absolute despotism and have us be some sort of monarchy, oligarchy, right? I like to think of fascism a lot, which is the government colluding, okay? This is a tyrannical type government. It has a lot to do with other things like communism. But kind of the difference is, and I'll be real brief because this could go on for hours, the slight nuances, but you're basically colluding with large businesses and giving them unfair advantages so they can get so powerful they can do the dirty work of the government. Huh. Does that sound familiar? I don't know. Just think about it. Think about it. I'm sure you guys can think of tons of examples of your life. So they're running 1,000,000 miles an hour towards it as fast as they can, probably faster than that. And then Mitch is like, kaplunk. Oh, shoot, sir, we're no longer going 1,000,000 miles an hour. We're only going 999,999 miles an hour. Wow. Do you guys think I feel like that? So like I said, we were talking earlier in the truck, and it's like, dude, the Republicans do nothing except for maybe kind of sort of slow it down. But what if it's a bipartisan bill? Again, my friend Frank said, that's when we need to be scared. When it's bipartisan, that's when we're truly, truly, truly getting screwed, isn't it? Think about it. The bipartisan budget bill that has just all kinds of crazy stuff snuck into it. Crazy stuff. Red flag laws for military people. Hey, I don't know. I don't know if that's what people signed up for. I don't think so. Well, I've been seeing a lot of woke military people lately. Do you guys see those woke generals getting on there? Oh, well, blah, blah, blah. Shoot it up under the pressure. That's the commander-in-chief, literally. The commander-in-chief has now ordered the woke general, Mark Milley. Mark Milley says, sir, what are my orders? And he says, I'll lead an effective strategy to mobilize. Shoot it under pressure. No, like literally, though. That's the order. So I guess we shouldn't be too surprised when the woke general asks for his orders, and that was the official policy of the former vice president, from what I understand. Think about it. MaxShot62 with the super chat. Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it, dude. Thanks for being so generous, man. He says, 2AEDU, we have lost faith in government, period. Don't put a label on it. GOP is just more subtle, a.k.a. do nothing. Glad you're enjoying your time off, brother. Hope you enjoyed the memes I sent in the mail. I do. And those may be appropriate for a local stream. We'll talk when I get back, okay? Susan Wiki came down to Georgia, and I actually brought her with me, but I left her out in the truck. So, I'm not so sure. Hi, Susan. How's it going? I'm not so sure how we're doing right now. I left her out in the truck. I'm not even joking, guys. Susan Wiki is in the fine state of Georgia. I just figured I'd get all you Southern boys jealous. You guys are like, I thought that was Susan Wiki driving by. She's sandwiched right between my lawn route, okay? My lawn route and my estimate book. So, for all you Southern boys that was getting jealous of me up in Michigan, Susan Wiki is in Georgia as we speak, right? But I don't know. I don't think we're going to be able to show those memes on here, Max Shot. Maybe. You know what we'll do? We'll do Pillbox Bunker. Where are you at, man? Look, guys, I've got to, once this weekend's over, I have to do a bunch of paperwork for like 2 weeks, and I'm going to arrange a date with him. I think we're going to do a little hanging out somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Nothing too fancy, just a couple good old boys hanging out, right? And that might be an appropriate time for those memes. Trust me, I'm not trying to leave you guys in the dark. If I show these memes that Max Shot made for me, you literally see one thing. You'd be like, whoa, that's cool. Poof. That's literally, you see the little spinning circle of death. He posted the memes. What's happening, Marco Polo? How you doing, man? Nice looking Lamy there. Don't worry, Lamy's watching the shop, okay? Lamy's watching the shop. It's all good. Running security. Actually, probably more secure now than it ever has been. I gave Lamy a little raise. Marco Polo, thanks for the super chat, dude. He says, evening, sir. Enjoy Georgia. Well, thank you. Now, I was hanging out, like I said, at a range in Georgia, and I wanted to just stream from there because I was hanging out, eating dinner with my friend Frank, with Chris, of course, Marksman TV, Marksman Shooting Sports. I saw Such. I said hi to him. He's an awesome dude. I said hi and saw Thias from CN Arsenal, which is an awesome guy. Saw Eric himself, my Iraq veteran. Awesome dude. Mr. Big Kid. I could keep going. Swamp Dog Armory. We sat and talked to Swamp Dog Armory and his lovely wife for a few minutes. Some really, really nice people. And I thought it'd be cool for me to sit there and kind of do a little stream and be like, hey, man, come over and have different people say hi. But it wasn't going to happen. I just couldn't. I really, really wanted to. I packed up all this stuff. And you guys think the lighting's bad here? Trust me. You know when Eric on his videos, you know what I'm talking about? Eric will be on his videos and he's like, dude, we're out in the sticks where we're at, like out in the hills. He's actually exaggerating because literally where those guys are at is like 100 times more out in the hills than you can even imagine. So like we're right hanging out there. Me and Frank got there a little bit earlier. Chris calls me. He's like, is this a sign? Is this the one that has that sign by the road with the road literally going nowhere? I'm like, yeah, dude, literally like your GPS says you're there. Now you're going to see this road. And it's just like, it says nowhere, you know. I'm like, just keep driving down it. And if you go down it long enough, you'll eventually find us all back here. So I was not able to really get the YouTube stream going tonight, but I have a trick up my sleeve. I'm going to try to do something on locals over there. It's tough, guys. It is. It's really tough because here's the problem. I don't know if you guys know this or not. That's why I've had trouble streaming at a lot of events and rallies I've gone to. So they're playing some music. It was kind of like a little party, you know, atmosphere. You know, they had people were having some beers and some awesome tacos, like pork tacos and stuff. Awesome. Really, really good. They have a really nice, you know, local barbecue joint, catered food in. But they're playing music. If 1 second of a copyright song comes on, okay. But once it gets to like 3 seconds, boom. Copyright strike. Or they could sit there and take it and where any generous donations could go to them. No, we're not going to play those games. So it's tough. It's really, really hard to stream in public. There's literally people, and if you guys don't believe me, you can go on there where they mess with somebody's stream because they were streaming like on the sidewalk and a car drove by with the radio playing. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Marco Polo says, keep an eye out when you get back home. Little something for you. You can review it. Well, thanks, man. And thanks to everyone who sends me stuff. Now, I don't know if he's out here. We're going to make a big, nice video on it on locals. But my little girl's not feeling too good right now, but she did have enough energy. Denny Wilson, are you out there? Denny's Plant-Based Journey. You out there, man? Yeah, she totally loves it. Trust me. Ron Wayne, you out there? Ron Wayne's better half? Yeah, you guys have been really nice. Like that's an honor, guys. Seriously, when people like hook my daughter up with stuff, that's pretty special. So we're gonna have some videos over on locals for that too. Randy Smith, leave Susan there. I thought you guys wanted her down here. What do you say, Dark? Did you guys want her down here? I didn't go exactly through your part of the country, but I don't know. Maybe I can bring her to see you someday. I've got the hookup. DLD after dark. What's happening, man? He said Swampy's my boy. Yeah, dude. Me and Swampy's kicking it. Swampy's old lady. She's really cool too, man. They're really, really nice people. But yeah, we were hanging out tonight, and heck yeah, man. Lance Webb's calling it quits for the night. He said, have a good night, friends. Stay vigilant. Stay vigilant. No, we have to stay vigilant. Just think about it. I want to hang out and have a good time, guys. I do. And I'm going to read through here some more chats. I truly meant what I said earlier. I always mean what I say, guys. But this I mean, and I'm really asking you. Maybe you guys can think of something smarter to say than me. But first, we just have to ask the question, and then we need to start figuring it out. I don't mean like we can just keep asking for the next 100 years, because we don't have that long. I really don't think so. So many people bombarded the ATF with comments, okay? The people's filibuster, whatever you want to call it, the consent of the governed. That's literally what the Declaration says. So they're going to double the size of the ATF, as reported by John Crump, okay? Now, look, I don't hope he's wrong, like to ruin his reputation or anything like that, but here's the problem, man. John Crump has verified sources, and he's probably not going to be wrong. I hope he's wrong, though. And here's the thing. I wish John was sitting right next to me. John hopes he's wrong. I hope his sources are wrong, but as reported by John Crump of AmmoLand, they're literally in the process of tooling up to double the size of the ATF because so many of you guys said no, those rules are unacceptable, and we want to abolish you. And I've said it like 5 or 6 times, but I don't care. I'm not doing this because I'm a bad speaker, because you literally need to keep thinking about it. What does that mean? You guys talking to your friends about it? I hope you are. Because how big are they going to be? We can only keep fighting back so hard. And if they keep doubling and doubling and doubling and doubling, and like, I'm not a mathematician, but how many times can you keep doubling? Because first it's 1,400 agents, then it's 2,800, then it's 5,600, right? Then it's what, 11,200, then 22,400, then 44,800. I don't know. Maybe it'll be literally to the point where I'll be on here and there'll be 168 ATF agents, because I guess eventually there'll be 350 million ATF agents, right? I don't know. Not you guys wouldn't be. No, I don't think so. So basically me and like the 168 people watching will be the only non-ATF agents in the world if we keep being so bold, but to tell them you don't have our consent. I don't know. I'm not trying to make a joke out of this, but geez, oh Pete. Double the size of the ATF. TJ Drama says, double the size of the ATF. They're already worthless as it is. How do you improve a crap sandwich? Just double it, dude. Crap quarter pounder with cheese, make it a half pound of crap. I don't know. A pound of crap doesn't taste good. Here, have 2 pounds. You'll like it eventually. Yeah, they will. And here's the sad part. They actually will grow to like it, because literally freedom is never a generation away from going extinct. You're not literally just inherently born with it. Freedom doesn't get passed down through your genetics. Now, your mom and dad's brown hair or blonde hair or blue eyes or brown eyes, that stuff does get passed down, but freedom doesn't at all. Freedom doesn't at all. And literally, we lose the little bit of freedom we have left. Our kids and grandkids and great-grandkids, they actually won't know freedom. Literally. And if all you've been eating is crap your whole life and you've never got the taste of a steak, you actually really won't complain about that crap. So actually, as much as it's like it's already full of crap and now we're going to double the crap, people will actually grow to like it. And that's actually what society shows, doesn't it? Literally, it's never, look, when the founding documents, founding fathers, First Continental Congress, a woman walked up, literally, this is historically documented, to Ben Franklin and said, what do we have, sir, a republic or a monarchy? And he said, a republic, if you can keep it. And he meant her and her kids and her children's kids and her children's children's kids. And he actually meant you, and he meant your kids. Because if we lose this little bit of freedom we have left, your children and grandchildren will never, ever know freedom again. And they'll eat a crap sandwich and think it tastes delicious because they won't actually know any better. And that's actually been proven throughout the ages. It literally is. And very, very rarely do the people step up and throw out the despots. In fact, the only time they actually usually throw these regimes out of power was with help of the United States. And that's why so many people, we call them foreigners, meaning they don't live in the United States. They come in and they're awesome people that live abroad that come into my streams and they say, don't lose the United States. Because if you do, no one else is going to come help you. Because they're already under various forms of despotism all over the place. You think we're going to call France right now? Are we going to call Canada? Really? Are we going to call the actor himself, right? I can't even say what he dresses up in. He covers his face, okay, with the color of this microphone right here. Every time they find out he does it, he gets twice as many votes. You think he's going to come save you? I don't think so. I don't think so. It's literally, we kind of joke around like, oh, it's a crap sandwich. Let's double the size of the crap sandwich. And actually, yeah, that is what they're trying to do. And that's what they are going to do. And they're not just going to stop because people are writing them nice letters. Look, I wrote them a lovely letter. It was beautiful. It was eloquent. No, it wasn't beautiful or eloquent, but I wrote them. I wrote them and said, you don't have my consent and you're not allowed to operate outside of my consent and you're illegitimate. And let me back up. I started off by just saying I vehemently oppose this regulation. You always start off there. And then I just basically told them that they don't have the consent of the governed. They're illegitimate. And they said, oh, shoot. 200 and something plebeians here and 200 and something plebeians there. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Time to call in more of the proletariat. 2 times more people than we can handle. Let's double the size of the ATF. And I'm asking you guys, is this something we need to talk about? And I'm going to read the chat later this weekend, guys. I have a long ride home Sunday. I'm going to really enjoy reading it. So I'm going to thank all of you guys in advance for hopefully offering me some encouragement and some words of wisdom, because I need encouragement. And I need to talk to smarter people than me. And I'm really lucky because there's a lot of you guys who probably are thinking of much better ideas and things to say than I ever could. So I'm just going to thank all you guys in advance because we need to figure it out, don't we? Gray Man with the super chat and a channel member. Thanks, dude. He said, join locals. Well, thank you, guys. Thank you, Gray Man. No, we're having a lot of fun on locals, guys. And when we say join locals, you guys all need to join locals, okay? The 2AED community. That's not me begging for money, because here's the thing. You can join totally for free. Literally. There's some perks for making a small, donation, supporting. Helps keep the local site running. Helps support my content so I can still keep bringing in more cool stuff to show you guys. Look, guys, I'm buying these guns. I literally am. Palmetto State Armory. Okay? Romanian. It's called the GF3-R Romanian. I literally bought that with my own money. Had a whole VIP tour of the place. That's just to get awesome footage with you guys. I wasn't doing VIP tour to get a free gun. I literally bought it, and you guys helped make that possible. And I thank you guys a lot. And I'm working on more videos with that gun very soon, right? So, yeah. But no, look, guys, locals, totally free. If you support, it's like $3 a month. Then you can create your own content within the community, and you can chat and reply back. But if you just want to watch the streams there, listen, once in a while, just as a thank you to the people who are, generously supporting, I'll do a little supporters post just to thank those guys. But go over and give it a look. You'll see that literally 99% of what I posted in the last couple of weeks is totally free. And I touch guns and live streams there and do all kinds of stuff I just can't do here. It's interesting because every time I talk about locals, the views go down on here. Well, people complain about YouTube's restrictions. Look, I don't have the restrictions over there. Everybody says YouTube sucks. Get off of it. I'm doing it. I'm the only gun channel over there producing gun content. Literally the only one. And the people that are over there are totally loving it. And a lot of my YouTube subscribers who hate YouTube vehemently with a passion hate me really bad when I talk about it. But that's okay, though, because I'm going to keep talking about it, because I'm going to listen to you guys when you all said, dude, do something to be versatile outside of YouTube. And I did. So there you go. Mike McLoon with the super sticker. Man, that's generous, dude. Thank you so much, man. Let me come over here to my other chat so I can see what it was. I always look forward to those. Oh, boy. Oh, geez. Tactical Hippo with some money. You see that? Pops out of the treasure chest. Gold coins spewing everywhere. Man, they're starting to look like DLD After Dark. What do you think, Swamp Dog? I just saw Swamp Dog in there. DLD After Dark. No, I don't know. I'm not saying DLD After Dark's rich. I just saw him wearing a suit the other day, though, and he looked looking pretty good, man. Looking pretty good. Yep, Tactical Hippo's popping out of the treasure chest like Swamp Dog, walking around with all the sponsorship swag on today, right? No, I saw some good-looking people today, especially Swamp Dog. Nice dude for sure. Who else is in here? Let me take a peek. I can't keep up with all the chat right now, guys. But again, thank you in advance, because I'll get some inspiration and motivation, and I need it. We all need each other. We literally need each other right now. I need you guys more than anything, and somebody's going to come up with something smart to do. I know you guys will for a fact. Les the Butcher Billings. Look, he's here to support us. He needs your support. He's going to support you. He says, killing it, brother. Awesome, man. Nice to see you. Fight with peaceful compliance, DLD After Dark. Yeah, it's a peaceful non-compliance. I'm sorry. I messed up his thing. I was just kind of reading too fast. Peaceful non-compliance. Remember, that's why we had 10 million new gun owners last year. They called it mostly peaceful protest. Now, here's the thing. These people aren't stupid. The regular old people. Now, look, the people that go to Washington, yeah, they're pretty stupid, okay? Like, literally. Like, these guys couldn't even color like a paint by number, let alone put these Lego sets. By the way, the #1 viewed video on Locals over there, Locals, is somebody that's a lot smarter than any congressman or senator I know, putting together very intricate Lego sets. And you've got Mitch. He's like, I'll take the green crayon. Mr. Schumer, as long as you leave me the blue crayon and the red crayon, all right, you can have the red crayon. Meanwhile, my little girl's putting together like 3,000-piece Lego sets. Now, besides those people, do you even want to call them people? Besides those, whatever you want to call them, they call them many things too, but it's a family-friendly channel. Besides those whatevers in DC, people are smart. People get it. They get it. You know how they really get it? When they call the cops and they're like, my neighbor's house is on fire. And the fire department's like, 911, what's your emergency? The neighbor's house is on fire, sir. Oh, really? Well, that's impossible. Where are you at? Well, I'm right in the middle of the riot. And they're like, oh, no. You must watch Fox News. That's a mostly peaceful protest. Then they hung up on him, and they're like, what the heck am I going to do? What am I going to do? Well, they went out and bought a gun, obviously, because people are starting to learn more and more. You're responsible for your own safety, aren't you? Yeah. Yeah, and those that would give up an essential liberty, right, for a little bit of perceived safety deserve neither and will wind up with neither. Now, most people don't actually know that stuff was said like 240, 50 years ago, but they're learning it in real life, aren't they? Sometimes, literally, when seconds matter, police are only minutes away, but sometimes they never come. And a lot of people went out and bought guns. And a lot of these people are like, hold on a minute, you're not going to take my gun away from me. And they said, there's more people. We'll just double the size of the ATF. Not a problem. Not a problem. Look, I've got really good friends that own gun shops. Literally, guys. Literally, my friend Chris, Marksman TV. We're hanging out tonight. We're going to hang out tomorrow. He owns a gun shop, and I consider him a good friend. My friend Matt that owns Supermatch G&A. Double the ATF agents for what? To harass gun shops out of existence? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe many, many other things, right? I don't know. Love my red state of South Carolina. Keep American 2A strong says, yeah, man, here's the problem. I was in South Carolina, and I'm like, whoa. I had to put my gun back in the vehicle. Did you guys know this about South Carolina? I couldn't believe it. Shout out to South Carolina. Awesome state. Look, awesome state, awesome people. I was hanging out in South Carolina all day yesterday. You can't open carry without a permit in South Carolina. I didn't know that. Gretchen Whitmer said it's totally fine. They call her Gretchen Whitmer, right? Ugh. Ooh. You remember that? Do you guys remember that, Mateo? Where are you at? Are you in here? I know Mateo knows this. Shout out to all the Kentucky people. And I know this because we've talked on the phone about it. But all the Kentucky, where's my Kentucky people in here? Oh, man, Kentucky people are awesome. Literally. That thing, that whatever, I'm 2A to you. I have to be politically correct. Hi, Susan. Susan Wiki, they call her. We'll call it Z. I don't want to mispronounce. Do you remember Z that ran against Mitch McConnell? I'll take the blue crayon, and you can have the red crayon, Mr. Schumer. Well, give me the blue crayon, too. And then I'll, the parliamentarian, blah, 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 blah. That's how Mitch sounds, literally. You guys had to vote for him. I get it. You had to because of Z that they put up against her. Do you guys remember that Senate candidate that ran against Mitch? Whew. When they say, for some reason, when I think of it, Z, I think of the governor of Michigan. And then when I think of the governor of Michigan, they make a beautiful couple, actually. Saint Vicari with the super chat, 762. Dude, I love the 762. Watching PSA literally headspacing, pushing those AK barrels into the trunnions. Oh my gosh, the riveting setups they have. I've got some footage, guys. 762. Thanks, man. He says, 2AE to you, Patriot. We love you. Your country loves you. God loves you. Well, thanks a lot, man. Thank you. Thanks for being so nice to me, guys. I'm coming down here, you know. Look, in the South, you see all these American flags. You see all this. They call it F the former vice president. You guys heard that? You go to a college football game, and you can't even hear the quarterback's 10, 22, 3, 42, and then they fumble because they couldn't hear the play. They're trying to call the plays, and all you can hear is F the former vice president, right? Literally, I've seen a lot of those down here, man. I'm like, I'm in South Carolina now. It says F the former vice president, right? Now, I appreciate you guys being nice to me. I do. There's a lot of encouragement. And then I hear, I'm driving down here. I'm like, this is a good weekend. And it is a good weekend, okay? And then I'm like, hold on a minute. I'm out back. We're staying at this place. Look, guys, it's actually like a mobile home, which I like mobile homes. I lived in a mobile home back in the day for a while. It's awesome. So it's a mobile home on a foundation. It's through Verbo. We're renting it. But it's got a nice deck in the back, and it's on lakefront property. So I'm out back, and I'm like, I'm going to enjoy myself. I work around all these, a lot of good, hardworking people, but some upper-class people that live on lakes. I never get to see the lakes because I'm just cutting the grass so much. You look at the lake, you could drive in the lake. You get it. So I'm like, let's look at the lake. And I'm just sitting here, hanging out here. And I'm like, John Crump, my good friend, one of my favorite channels. He put a video out. I'm watching it. I'm like, hold on a minute. He says, the ATF's overwhelmed. I'm like, yes. That's good. The ATF's overwhelmed. Therefore, they're going to double in size. So, it's pretty disheartening. It is. When you really think about it, when you really think about what this kind of stuff leads to. So, thanks for being so nice to me, guys. Really. America the Free with a super chat and a channel member. Thanks, man. He said, love you, brother. Missed you. Well, thanks, dude. I appreciate it, America the Free. I see Swamp Dog hanging out in the chat out of the corner of my eye here. We were just hanging out a few minutes ago. Yeah, I was literally sitting there talking, and I was debating, and I'm like, man, I'm going to try to figure out some way or another a way to stream here, and it wasn't going to happen. It's dark in Georgia. Literally, Eric and them guys, they hang out in the sticks. Literally out in the middle of nowhere. I'm trying to pop this up. I think I got a super chat that got behind me, and if it did, I'm really sorry. I will definitely come back and shout you out next week if I did. And look, I'm not only reading super chats, guys. I'm going to read as many other ones as I can, but if someone used their hard-earned money to say something nice, I definitely feel terrible if it gets by me. But what's happening is I'm on a little bit smaller screen here, and I think Susan's mad I left her out in the car. I actually do. I think she's mad. I think she might be mad I left her out in the car. Of all the insensitive things. Oh. Hold on. I'll give her a call real quick. Let's see here. Now, you know why my shop is like twice as safe as ever? Because my friend Ray, and we'll have to have her on here soon, and do another swag giveaway video showing you guys all the stuff we're going to give away. I'm going to go, by the way, when I go tomorrow, I'm going to grab everything I can and give it away to all of you guys like I did last time. Ray just stopped by my shop, texted me, and said, your shop's all good. And I'm like, well, duh, Lamy. But, hey, I know what I'm doing. I hire expensive security and bodyguards. You know what I'm saying? I know what I'm doing. Obviously, Lamy, right? DLD After Dark with a super chat. Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it, dude. He said, you're an inspiration, brother. Keep it up. Hashtag PWEDC. Well, thanks, man. And I know that you're over there. He does a stream at least 2 times a week, guys, if not more. Is it 2 or 3 times? He does a stream, and he's out there doing his thing, fighting the good fight. And that's good. That's good. The more of us, the better. Now, we do need to talk about things and ask questions, and probably more than just talk, but, you know. Jane Locke, how you doing, Jane? You should have left her to rest area somewhere along I-75. I know, but here's the problem. All the good-looking women live in Michigan. What, Linda, 2A EDU's #1 fan? Jane, I mean, I thought I saw, hold on a minute. I thought I saw somebody else in here from Michigan earlier. Is she still in here? I thought I saw Lori DeVries. All the good-looking women are still sitting in Michigan. I had to bring Susan Wiki down with me. Just think about it for a second. Come on, Jane. Psh, that's easy for you to say. Leave her home. Well, I don't know. Flying Rich is in the house. What's happening, man? I'm gonna have Jordan Stein fire you too. Did you hear what I said earlier? Rich, I said Jordan Stein. John Crump's my friend. He said, yeah. I said, I want you to fire him. Why? Because I was looking forward to hanging out with him for the past 6 months. And he goes, I can't. He's my boss. I'm like, dang it. No, Crump had a good reason. Rich had a good reason. Rich and John Crump bailed on me, guys. They don't want to hang out. Nah, we'll find those guys. I'll find them somewhere. Can you help me find them? DLD After Dark. Can you help me find John Crump and Flying Rich somewhere? I'll even pay you a bounty. That Susan Wiki sticker? There might be an extra one that could be yours, Dark, if you can help me find John Crump and Flying Rich. I'm going to beat them up first, and then we'll all hang out. Oh, boy. James, you're going to work, man? He said, keep it going, 2A EDU, time for work. Well, get to work, man. The ATF needs your generous contributions so they can double the size of the ATF. So, now, guys, you ever use the bumper sticker? I used to have this back when I was in high school, literally. I wasn't that smart then. Well, obviously. Look at me now. I wasn't that smart then. I really wasn't. But I used to have a bumper sticker I wore. It said, don't steal. The government hates competition. It's true. It's true, isn't it? Right, James? Any of you guys that work hard for a living, which is like literally probably all of you. And if not, you've put in your time. Some of you guys may be, a little older or a little bit lame like me with my twisted ankle that I've been hobbling around for the past month. But nah, dude, you guys have all worked hard, obviously. Good people usually do, but man, don't steal. The government hates competition, right? Go to work so we can double the size of the ATF. Flying Rich with the super chat. Thanks, man. I miss you, man. Next time we meet up, give me 2 hugs. I will. And should I tell Jordan Stein that? Can Jordan Stein fire John Crump or not? Should I tell Jordan to fire John Crump, Rich? He said, no, John's his boss, actually. I don't know. We'll see. I hope Jordan's not watching right now. No, me and Jordan are going to hang out tomorrow. I want to do a little bit of video with him. He's an awesome guy. Jordan Stein of the GOA. He's a North Carolina boy, actually. Did you guys know that? I looked in him. I said, Jordan, you talk a bit funny. Not nearly as funny as these people down here do. I was hanging out with some good old boys. I'm looking at them yesterday, right? Ronnie, Roger. No, these guys are awesome. I'm like, these guys are awesome, but they sure do talk funny, right? Jordan, I'm like, you kind of talk funny. He's like, well, North Carolina. I'm like, all right. And then I come on here and you guys say I have an accent. I'm going to take a quick poll. Do I have an accent? Seriously, let me know, guys. They'll say, what's your accent? I'm like, I wasn't aware of one. Saint Vicari just became a YouTube member. Well, thanks, man. Thanks for supporting the channel. I appreciate it. DLD After Dark, bro. Consider it done. See, I know how to get business done. A Susan Wiki sticker will actually get you a long way in life. Like, literally. Obviously. I mean, here, look, off the screen. Obviously. The GD Bacon with the super chat. Thanks, man, and a channel member. I appreciate it. DLD After Dark. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. There you go. He's a friend of both of our channels. Giving the shout out. Thanks, dude. Look, guys, I know I watch most streams as reruns. Sometimes I come in and say hi real quick, but when I do, any of you guys that have got your channels, you'll see me kind of come in there, say hi, and then I pop it back in my little pouch, and I'm listening on my Peltors with the Bluetooth when I'm cutting grass. So I listen to a lot of content, but, I'm usually Fred Tusing, see you later, got to go. Well, good night, Fred. Take it easy, man. Mac Shots in the house hanging out. Christian Lopez says 150 watch and 12 thumbs ups. Maybe you need to refresh, Christian, But yeah, kind of says, come on, man. Now, sometimes people forget. They forget to kind of leave the thumbs up. It helps a little bit, though. Here's how I look at it, guys. Hopefully you're enjoying the stream, because I really am a lot. But here's the thing. Even if you don't like the stream, if you want to give Susan Wiki, the thumbs down, or sometimes they'll go like this and say, read between the lines. Actually giving me a thumbs up is the equivalency of giving that to her. So there you go. For all you guys that are like, leave her in Michigan, blah, blah, blah. Well, you guys can just give me a thumbs up on the stream to counteract that a little bit. Okay. Michelle Carroll, an accent. Does he have an accent? Well, do I say pop or soda? I say pop, obviously, because I'm in Michigan. So, oh boy. Let's praise for it. I was starting to like Michelle. Wonderful looking dog, giving her a kiss in the picture. But, yeah, let's see. She's going to rip on me in a minute. I do call it pop. Does 2AEDU have an accent? I don't know. What do you think, Swamp Dog? Does 2AEDU have an accent? I walk in, I'm like, what kind of pop y'all have? And they're like, huh? I'm thirsty. And they're like, oh, coffee or Coke? I'm like, Do you have Pepsi? Yeah, we have Pepsi Coke. And then they had all the tea. Like I said, Eric, excellent host, by the way. Look, guys, you watch some of these bigger channels, okay? I'm a teeny channel. I have no idea how I'm even here right now. Well, I'm here because of all of you. That's why I'm here, literally. You walk up to these guys, they are nice people. Like Eric and his whole family, Iraq veteran, 88, brings in this super nice catered truck, food, all the fixings, and then afterwards he's like, come on, boys, there's still a whole table full. Come back and eat more. You know what I'm saying? But they only had sweet tea. Chuck R., are you still here? They only had sweet tea. Like, that's it. I'm like, no unsweetened iced tea? And then I heard the word Yankee a few times. Was that you, Swamp Dog? I heard the word Yankee a couple times. As soon as I said that, they're like, y'all hear that? We got a Yankee here. He said he wants unsweet tea. What? Where's the Yankee? Get him, boys. They had actual sweet tea only. Did you hear that, Swamp Dog? When I'm like, excuse me, where's the unsweetened? What? Did you see a Yankee? Somebody said I do have an accent. Hold on a minute. Red, white, and blue Patriot. Good night, Patriots. 280. I have to be up at 5:30. Get out there and work. We're all going to go to work tomorrow and double the size of the ATF. And no, dude, I work all the time. It's just frustrating, but go for it, man. Stay strong and have a good weekend. And those are the type of comments that I will read as I'm traveling back. And those are the type of comments that I need to read. All right. Michelle Carroll, I know who you are now, says, my dog likes you too when you come to cut my neighbor's lawn. And you're not going to give me crap because you're from Michigan too. See, that was a setup. I thought that's who that was. Seriously, I cut her neighbor's lawn. She's still got the Trump 2020 sign in her yard. I think she's got the John James for U.S. Senate. But I know for a fact Trump 2020 is still hanging there. Not you, Jonathan James. There's a John James, okay? There's a John James that ran for the United States Senate a couple times, and I don't know. Let's just put it this way. He ran last time. He had the most votes of all time, and until magically, they said it was in the middle of the night. You guys remember that? It was in the middle of the night. It was called the TCF Center. They had the radio flyer wagon. I mean, that's perfectly normal. I mean, what type of person doesn't work at a polling place pulling a radio flyer wagon filled with whatever? Here's what I can say. I'm on YouTube right now, okay? I'm on YouTube. But we'll say this. This was according to Time Magazine. And according to Susan Wiki and all of the wonderful who's, they literally said the most fortified. 2020, they said, radio flyer wagons, pizza boxes. They called it pizza boxes over the windows. You guys heard of this? This is in Detroit, Michigan. Imagine that. Home of the former mayor, Kwame Kilpatrick. Pizza boxes over the window. John James, awesome Senate candidate, right? Very, very conservative guy. Business success. Yeah. Got more votes than ever before, but still lost because, according to Time Magazine and Susan, the most fortified of all time. And that's the official statement. Now, if we were out back behind Eric's place around the campfire, we could talk about other things, but hey, Susan, the most, they said, I'm going to quote Time Magazine, accredited news source, the real news, obviously, said the most fortified of all time. But then there's people, though, in Michigan. Look, there's people in Michigan, and there's people in Georgia. And there's people in North and South Carolina, and Tennessee, and Kentucky, and even Ohio. God bless Ohio. The most beautiful girl, little girl I've ever seen in my whole life. She was actually born there. We live in Michigan, but she needed some extra attention. Was born in Ohio. Very special place in my heart. There's tons of signs, though, you see. And you think, well, wait a minute. I've seen more Trump 2020 signs up right now, like a year later, than I've seen like in any other election year ever. And I see more that say, they say F, the former vice president. They say FBI, the former vice, we call him many things. I call him the former vice president. Someone asked me the other day, 2AEDU, why do you call him the former vice president? And I'm like, obviously, because he is the former vice president, but it says F, the former vice president. I'm like, how is this even possible? Michigan, Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia. I'm like, geez, I'm getting pretty good at spelling this word that starts with an F, because that's what they everywhere, right? Especially down here. And I say, how is this possible? And then I'm like, oh. The most fortified of all time. And then I thought, oh, silly me. Duh. How could I forget? And now we're doubling the size of the ATF because the people said no. I don't know. Yeah, Randy Smith, next week, next Friday back home, will you be on with an accent? I don't know. Swamp Dog said something about wanting to do a video with me. If I hang out with that Swamp Dog, I don't know. I might have one. See Ronnie Thompson right there. He doesn't have an accent. Actually, he doesn't. This is the irony part. So Ronnie Thompson right here. Dude, seriously, awesome meeting you, man. Like I just know I'm smart with one thing. I might not be good at math. I might not be good at doing YouTube videos, whatever, but I can tell good people when I meet him. So I meet him and his dad. Yeah, they were good people. Actually, I was on their turf. I was in South Carolina talking to some guys with no accent at all, and I was the one down there with the Yankee accent. So, yeah, I guess literally by definition, right, Ronnie? I don't know. That's what you need to do. Hold on a minute. Michelle Carroll. Okay, yep. The John James sign did die, but I was right. Before I even met her, we've talked a few times, me and Michelle. I'm like, yeah, she's pretty good. She had some nice signs in her yard. You should make a new sign that says the most fortified of all time. I mean, that's what's NewsGuard accredited, they call it, right, Susan? NewsGuard accredited. The most fortified. Randy Smith, I'll be mowing tomorrow. You'll be in my thoughts. Well, thanks, man. Thanks. Safeline Live. What's happening, Safeline Live? How you doing, man? Swamp Dog's going to head off. He's going to head off yonder. Swamp Dog's fixing to go to sleep. Yeah, I'm getting the southern thing. He's fixing to go to sleep, right? I don't know, guys. Gary Wisner, what's happening, Gary? Nice to see you, man. Longtime friend of the channel. He says, don't trigger me hating on sweet tea. I don't know. Come on, man. Hey, at least here's the thing. Be thankful for the fortifications, because Corn Pop was a bad dude, and you're all no doubt safe. Here's the crazy part. So I stopped by. They call it the Cumberland Gap. You guys know what I'm talking about? Anyone familiar with the Blue Ridge Mountains, right? So I'm down there. They call it the Blue Ridge Mountains, the Smoky Mountains, Appalachia. Look, everyone down there calls me a Yankee regardless, so it doesn't matter. You can call that whatever you want, but I'm a Yankee, so I'm down there. And we're looking through. And I did a real quick 1-minute video, posted it up on Locals. I did some vlogging on Locals, by the way. I posted about 5 videos up there on my trip down. I'm going to do more soon. Locals is free, guys. Seriously. I just want another platform where more of us can hang out. All right. You can support there if you'd like. It's also free. I promise you it is. Swamp Dog will tell you so. Now look, guys, so it's going through, and Davy Crockett, they said, went through the specific area. It's called the Cumberland Gap. Daniel Boone. And I'm like, wow. Linda, 2A EDU's biggest fan. That's what her name is in the chat tonight, by the way. I'm not saying I have a fan. I'm just saying that's her name, obviously. So she's like, you better watch out for Bigfoot because Daniel Boone wrote that he saw Bigfoot in the Cumberland Gap. I'm like, come on, man. Give me a break. Was Corn Pop with him? No, actually, Daniel Boone did, like in his writings. Have you guys ever looked that up? Quick piece of trivia. So here's the thing. All you Southern boys that say I talk funny and I drink my soda pop and all this, I'm going to go back up to as a Flatlander in Yankeeville, and you guys are going to have to contend with Bigfoot all by yourself because actually Daniel Boone says that he encountered Bigfoot more than once in the Cumberland Gap, and you know it has to be true, obviously. If Daniel Boone said it, it must be true. So y'all ham it up, laugh at me right now, all you boys that live in the hills, because Bigfoot's coming your way quickly. RP Talk with a super chat and a channel member. Thanks, man. I appreciate it, dude. He says, I hope you had a great time in South Carolina. I did, really. He says, PSA has some decent products, fairly priced. One in Upper last year. They won't ship to Commie, Connecticut. I don't know why. That stuff frustrates me. It's actually just so hard for me to even keep track of all of it. That sucks. I don't think it's because they're anti-gun. There's probably reasons. Look, I'm not a show for them. I don't work there at all. They were really, really nice people to me, though. Okay? And they were literally founded on very, very, very pro 2A. And here's what I can tell you guys. I don't know their exact plans. They're not going to tell me. I'm nobody. But I was assured they're gearing up right now, okay? Just like we talk about Jordan from JSD Supply, okay? I did a video with his slide, and I wanted to do the video to show you guys his Glock slides, but the real reason was so I could talk about it. Look, has been, still is, and is getting ready to fight like hell against all this ATF crap, and it's going to be very, very expensive. PSA, getting ready to fight like hell. These people are getting ready, like literally. When we say getting ready, that involves like more money than most regular people could probably even comprehend. So that's why I'm really, really getting excited about PSA, because I saw some things that I really liked, and I'm going to report a lot of information to you guys about it. Just clean shops, excellent looking crews in there, really, really good methods. I mean, I literally watched them like with a raw forging that they make themselves, by the way, and CNC machines. Just watch them cutting them out. I learned a lot of stuff, and then I literally learned because awesome guy that gave me the tour is one of the two brothers that helped start the company out of a garage. And trust me, we're having small talk driving. He drove me to like 3 or 4 different facilities. There's not like the facility. It's a big operation. Just talking to him like a normal person. We weren't talking business. We weren't talking none of this stuff you guys might imagine. We're literally talking about his property, where he hunts deer, this and that, stuff we used to do 20 years ago. And yeah, he's literally one of us. And that was really encouraging to me. It really, really was. And this is all he told me. Literally, it's all he told me. He said, we're getting ready to fight like hell against all this stuff that Biden's doing with the ATF. And that's what we need to do. So I'm going to have some really, really cool videos from PSA. I'm reading some of the comments in here, and I think you guys will like it. I think you definitely will. Tons of pictures, all that kind of stuff. St. Vicari says everyone has their own accent. I don't know. I don't know about you guys. I asked him, Frank, if I have an accent. Ronnie Thompson.
Yeah.
Frank met Ronnie and Roger. Ronnie Thompson says I have an accent. Ugh. Ronnie, I thought we were boys. I don't know. These guys are making fun of the way I talk. That's all right. 2A EDU talks funny, they said. Right, Ron Wayne? What's happening, man? He said have a good time out there. Yeah, Frank really liked meeting you guys, too. You guys are good dudes. You can just tell a good dude when you see him. You really can. Mike K says you got a strong 2A supporter here in Northeast Indiana. So you're right there near Michigan. Well, shoot, you're only a couple hours from Marksman Shooting Sports. So that's what we should do. You know what I want to do, guys? This will be fun. You know what? So here's what we're going to do. The one thing I can guarantee you we're going to do. The other guy, I'll ask him. He's not very far away right now. But so we're going to hang out in Michigan here, literally like late October. You know what I'd like to do after my season shuts down? I'd like to drive all the way down to Marksman Shooting Sports. And then anyone that's in Indiana, wherever, Michigan, just I'll go there. And like I'll just like be there and we can just like hang out or something. So I'll ask him that later. I just got a thumbs up from across the living room. Let me know what you guys think, though. No, I really, really, really bad want to go back to his shop. It's awesome, dude. I was there during kind of it was starting to tail off, but all of his, like, he had a lot of stuff coming in, okay? But half of his shelves were still empty at that point. He was just about halfway there. So I want to go there when there's some more cool guns to look at, for sure. I mean, Chris Marksman, he's a pretty cool guy. Don't tell him I said this, but I obviously just want to go there to see how many guns I can look at, okay? But tell him I want to go there to see him, all right? Does that sound good, guys? There's more people in my chat that like you than me, I think. Dale Cohn, yeah, you sure it was a thumb or was it a bird? Ooh. That's good. Max shot. Any Michigan folks in the stream interested in getting a deer camp together for November? I need to harvest some meat this year for sure. Well, I'll try to figure it out. Mateo's got to call it too late tonight. Yeah, I did start late. I'm going to wrap it up, guys. I know I've only been going for like an hour and 20 minutes, but I started late. But that's good because I wanted to be with you guys tonight, and we did hang out. And we got some stuff to think about, don't we? We're having an awesome time, but double the ATF agents? Let's think about it. We can do both. Come on. We're all really smart people. We can figure out what's going on with doubling the amount of ATF agents, and we do need to think about that. But then let's keep talking about hunting and shooting, because here's the problem. We all get super depressed, and what are you going to do? Just take a black pill and, like, walk off the dock? Probably not. Probably not, because we need each other. So, yeah, let's keep talking about some fun stuff, and I'll go through and read all of you guys' encouragement definitely over the weekend. Now, I'm going to be getting off tonight. We talked about some other great channels tonight, you know, DLD After Dark, Swamp Dog Armory, people like that we're going to be hanging out with. But tonight, I think it's like 1 a.m. Eastern time, okay? For those of you with no accent at all that live on the West Coast, it's much earlier than that. My friend Band Talk's going to be streaming tonight. So for those of you that kind of like, you know, late nighters, heck, I'll probably get an adrenaline rush and be out sitting on the deck, and I'll probably watch a stream tonight. So go over to the Band Talk channel. He's a really, really smart guy. I like him a lot, and he's got a lot of courage, and I think it's good just to support each other, and I think you guys will get quite a bit of knowledge out of his content. So I'm going to get off of here. I'm just going to read a couple more chats real quick, seeing what you guys are doing. Uh-oh, Texas. Did someone say Texas? I'll get beat up for sure if I go down to Texas. The Republic of Texas, it's called, right? And I would say I like Texas, but hold on. Here's the problem, guys. You guys know this. Anyone that doesn't live in Texas, you can't really give them too much because they're pretty cocky. But so don't tell them I said this. Everyone from Texas, plug your ears. It takes about 5 seconds for it to sink in because they're in Texas. Look, I really, really like the Texas people a lot. Okay, I do. Just don't tell them I said it because they live in Texas, okay? So there you guys go. Guero M's in the house. What's happening? How you doing, Guero? I live check by check, Guero M says. Hey, you know what? If I sell my house, though, I can upgrade my trailer that's out of the city. Dude, I would do that in a second, guys. Literally do what you want, but heck yeah, dude, that's awesome. Look, if I could have a 4,000 square foot house right in the middle of the city, or I could have 100 acres in a trailer, no question asked. Heck, if I could have 1,000 square foot house in the middle of like the city, and you guys know what I mean, the city, let's just say Detroit City, I'd take a cardboard box on 1 acre out in the country. So there's actually nothing wrong with that at all. Literally. Sell your house and fix up your trailer out in the country? Yeah, I would do it. I'd do it in 2 seconds flat. Ronnie Thompson, good night, man. Nice to see you. Rudy Finney, there he is in Midland County, Michigan. Awesome, awesome. As soon as I said Texas, some more Michigan guys came in here to have my back. Bill Alexander, another Michigan man. Good night, man. Rick Nieper, there he is. What's happening, Rick? Good night, dude. Methuselah says Smith & Wesson is moving headquarters. Okay. I don't know. Bantalk, congratulations, dude. He hit 100 subs tonight. Awesome, dude. That's actually a lot more than most people have, and it's hard. It really, really is hard. You know, you got to beat these algorithms and get Susan's blessing, but you're a real person and you want to be real, and you can be real. You can be real. Just, well, quite frankly, just bring her along with you and lock her in the truck, and you'll be all right. And just every once in a while, say, hi, Susan. You got to do it in a certain way. Say, oh, hi, Susan. I didn't see you there. Hello, dear. Hello, darling. You can try different ways, right? Be blessed, Pillbox. Nice to see you, man. Nutty 420, nice to see you. Liberty not licensed. The world is crazy. Yeah, I agree. We don't have to follow them. Let's read this. I think I like this. He says, the world is crazy, but we don't have to follow them. We've been given not a spirit of fear, but one of love, power, and a sound mind. Good night, and God bless you all. Americans, bless God. I agree. And that does offer me a lot of encouragement. Thank you very much for leaving me that message, because I think it's one that would really help all of us. Just remember, guys, we talk about the ATF. We talk about all this craziness. But in the end, this is a battle of good versus evil. And evil always has and always will prevail when good men do nothing. So keep doing the right thing. And we need to win this war. We literally do. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I'm going to do a bunch of fun stuff tomorrow, and then I'll be right back on the lawnmower, cutting double time to try to make up for it. But thanks, guys. Thanks for being here tonight to hang out. I really appreciate all the encouragement, and literally, thanks for all the generous support. You know, you guys that are on Patreon, channel members, people that are supporting on local super chats. Are you kidding me? You guys are so generous and allowed me to do this trip. So I'm going to try to give you guys as much back as possible with content. I'm going to get as much swag as I can and give every last bit of it away. And I know that still won't be enough, but I'll try to hook you guys up. If I can hook you guys up a tenth as much as you guys do me, that would be a good start, because you guys are way too nice to me, and it does not go unnoticed, and I really appreciate it. So, all right, guys, I'm out of here. You guys all be safe, and I'll probably pop on locals late tomorrow night for just a little stream. You know what I mean? And I actually can touch firearms too. All right, I'm out of here. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.